here in Covington tonight. I'm joined by Matt Inman. Matt, head coach of SBG Manchester, returns to the cage after about 3 years out. Matt, thank you for joining us on the show. How are you doing, man?
Yeah, good. Thank you for having me, Kieran.
Yeah, no worries, man. So, I mean, let's start with the big news was you returned to the cage after 3 years out, coming back to take on Matthew Bonner. I mean, what sort of prompted the comeback, man?
Just time, really. Everything. 2020 has been a weird year, but one thing it has allowed is much more time to focus on training. And it's something that's kind of germinating the idea a little bit. It's kind of been in the back of my mind all the time. But it might be something I wanted to do, and it's just I don't think there's ever probably going to be a better time than right now to do this. So why not go for it?
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be a lot of eyes on this fight as well. Coming back to the Cage Warriors second trilogy, I think it's the Thursday or the Friday you're on. I mean, how excited are you to get back in there and put on a show for the fans who have been missing you and not seen you in a few years compete?
Yeah, really excited. Like you say, I've been away for 3 years, but never stopped training in that time. So I've always been developing my skills, always been working with the guys. I'm very hands-on as a coach. I'll train with the guys, spar with the guys every day. So my skill set's really improved, and it's just that's the most exciting thing about this, and just to go back in and hopefully show what I'm capable of.
Yeah, so let's just talk a little bit about your opponents. I'm sure it's an opponent you know very well. Matthew Bonner took on one of your students at the last trilogy event. He took on George Smith and came out victorious. I mean, is there a little bit of edge there in this fight that you want to go back in there and avenge a loss of one of your students?
Yeah, that's been put out there, and it really that's kind of not the way I'm thinking about it. Look, the only thing that Matt Bonner carrying the win against George means for me is it shows he's a legitimate opponent, and I'm the kind of guy I've always wanted to test myself against the best guys out there. George is legit. A win over George means that he's legit, and that's it. Like, look, I don't need to build up kind of fake animosity or anything in my head. I'm going to fight the way I always do. I'm going to go out there and look to finish. So there's no need for that kind of storyline on this side of it for me. I'm going to go out and do what I'm going to do anyway. Yeah,
it's good to hear. I mean, looking at his record, very, very mixed for a mixed martial artist. 2 wins by submission, 2 by submission, 3 by the decision. I mean, what have you looked into his game plan, and it's sort of like, have you sort of located any sort of weaknesses in his game plan or in his style?
Yeah, I think the one thing you've got to take away, like I say, we've done a fair bit of research, obviously, because he had the fight with George before. He's never been stopped. He's super durable, so that's what I'm going out there look to do. I've got the tools to do it. I can stop. I believe I can stop anyone in the division with strikes. I can submit anyone in the division. So I feel really confident that that's what I'm going to do. So that's what I'm going to go out there and look to do is get the stoppage. In terms of tendencies and things we see from him, obviously there's quite a lot. I don't want to give too much away right now. You'll see that on fight night, but be clear about it. I'm coming out to get a win by stoppage, and anything less than that, I'll be a little bit disappointed with myself.
Yeah, I mean, sort of looking into the sort of coming back, has there been any sort of have you set any sort of goals for yourself other than to win the fight by stoppage? Are there any sort of long-term plans for the comeback?
Nothing right now. Literally, like I've not set any goals past the final bell on the the 11th of December. This is all I'm doing right now. This is my 100%. I'm just 100% focused on this fight. I'm not thinking about what I want to do afterwards, whether it's the last one, whether we're going to go on, whether anything like that. That's not even in my head right now. It's just I'm 100% focused on that performance. And like you say, when that final bell rings, that's when we'll make decisions about what to do in the future. But right now, I'm not looking past December 11th.
Yeah, it's great to hear. So let's just go into sort of the training partners you've got up at SBG Manchester. I know you've also been doing some work at SBG South Shields with Alex Enland and Adam Proctor as well. I mean, you've got Jack Cartwright there, Saul Rogers, George Smith. I mean, what's it been like not only coaching those guys, but I suppose those guys have been massively helping you in your camp?
Yeah, so I mean, as a coach, I'm really proud of the team we've created there. Say over the last couple of years, since I kind of took over full time, we've had Jack's a 3 times world champion. We've had wins in all the major organisations. You know, Davey's been successful in the UFC, Saul's been successful in Bellator, and I think we've done a lot on the kind of domestic grassroots side of things as well. You know, it's not just for big fights; it's the amateur team we've been building up and stuff like that. So, as a coach, just super proud of what we've created there, and you know, just continued with the legacy that Carl left us with, and I think we're moving in the right direction there. In terms of preparation for this one, like you say, I've been doing half my preparation up in South SBG South Shields with Coach Alex Enland, who's a close friend of mine and also obviously a former training partner. So it's been great to have his insight into the fight, and it's been nice to be coached again. You know, just to have, you know, not always be the guy who's holding the watch and running the drills, just to have someone else, you know, putting me through my paces and that kind of thing. Like you say, he's got Adam's up there, Adam Proctor, as well as a few other guys. Adam, in my opinion, he's one of the best guys in the UK. There's not many better guys I can be working with towards this one. And then in my own gym, like you say, we've got good guys. George is obviously a big training partner, but we've got several other guys as well. You know, I'm fortunate really, but we have, even in these times, there's still like a bubble of guys that I can work with who are helping me get well prepared for this one.
Yeah, I mean, look at the depth of training partners and sparring partners you've got there. Is that going to be a huge advantage for you in this fight?
Yeah, I think so. I think, like, I don't know. I presume my opponent has good training partners to work with as well, so I don't think there's a monopoly on that. But obviously, like, I think that old cliche adage, whatever it is, iron sharpens iron, is always true. If you've got guys in the room, you know, who are pushing you, you can always go into a fight feeling confident that you're ready for anything an opponent can bring, and that's definitely how I feel.
Yeah, we've had a couple of comments off Facebook. Cameron Chamberlain's has chimed in, calling you a legend of UK MMA. And Stuart Henderson has commented, great JITS team as well in regards to competitions. Will we see you doing more JITS comps in the future?
Well, that was like, thanks. I don't know, legend's a strong word, isn't it? But thank you. Yeah, but like, funnily enough, 2020 was going to be the year of competing in Jiu Jitsu. When this started out, like, I was like, obviously I had my the goals with the fight team and stuff like that. But personally, I just went into this year wanting to compete in jiu-jitsu a lot, and then obviously the pandemic struck, so that put paid to that. So this is like MMA is what's happening at the minute. So we're doing MMA, but yeah, in the future, I think, like, I train jiu-jitsu a lot. I love jiu-jitsu. I've been a black belt for more than 5 years now, I think. So I'd love, and I think that's the great thing about jiu-jitsu is even when you finished with MMA, you know, as you get older, that's still there. You know, the body can still do jiu-jitsu long after MMA is gone. So I'll definitely be partaking in that in the future.
Yeah, you mentioned the pandemic there. I mean, how weird has it been to be able to train during the pandemic? We know Cage Warriors athletes are getting this special status that allows them to go in to still be able to compete and train. I think the only other people in the country that actually get that privilege is professional rugby players and professional football players at the minute. I mean, how special and how privileged are you to have that? And how does that feel to have that sort of recognition?
Yeah, it's just a crazy time in it, and I feel like, in a sense, I feel fortunate that we can train, but then there's the other side of it, which is like, you know, I've had to close our gym to so many members, and then there's so many guys who can't train around the UK, and I think, you know, if it, like, and I know a lot of people are like me who rely on training to kind of, you know, get them through, and at the end of the day, it's what a lot of people look forward to. So I just, like, I think it's devastating that people aren't able to train at the minute, and I don't think. You know, like, again, we're fortunate as professional fighters that this has been set up for us, and Cage Warriors has put the work in where we can get this training in. But you know, my heart goes out to everyone who's, like, you know, not able to train at the minute. It's just terrible.
Yeah, I mean, you spoke there about the guys not being able to train. I speak to myself at Prada, guys there getting frustrated that they can't train because of restrictions. I mean, how hopefully that these restrictions will be lifted and things can sort of start to get back to normal again. People can get back in the gym and training, and reap the benefits that we know that regular training has.
Yeah, I mean, I think you just got to keep thinking positive about it. Like, I'm not a scientist, I'm not a politician, so I don't know how long this is going to go on for, and like when it is. But my main hope to everyone, and what I've said to kind of all our students and everything, is I hope guys can keep active, do what you can do. There's a lot of opportunities for Zoom, and there's stuff online, and there's all that kind of thing you can be doing. So engage with those resources. Try and connect with your teammates as well, because I know training for a lot of people is a social thing. So, even if it's just like WhatsApp groups where you're talking about training or what's going on in MMA or Jiu Jitsu with your teammates, that could be good. And then, yeah, just staying active. And I just hope everyone can work through this. And if anyone is going through dark times because of this, and I hope they reach out to people, to the people around them, and talk things through and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's really good to hear you thinking positively there and encouraging people to speak out, Matt. One thing you mentioned there was about people connecting with each other. I mean, I don't think you can sort of mention connection and not talk about SBG and how well connected the gyms are. We know you've been, obviously, you mentioned earlier, going up to Star Shields to train with Alex Enlund and Adam Proctor, but I know SBG as a whole is very connected in the UK. I know when we first met this year, you was coming down to open Parada, which is a SBG affiliate. I mean, how incredible is it to be part of the SBG sort of network of gyms where we've got SBG gyms all over the country that are producing fantastic talent?
Yeah, it's very cool. It's just, I'm proud to be a part of it. Obviously, it's Carl's legacy, and it's kind of what he left behind. And I think if you look at all the gyms who were connected to him, all Carl's black belts, they're all very strong characters and people who I enjoy being around, and that's and through the leadership of those guys, guys like Casey, Glenn, Jason in Liverpool, Alex in South Shields, Stapes in Rochdale, and I don't want to miss anyone, but all the other locations we've got around the UK, and I think that's trickling down. And every time I go to one of these different gyms, it just it just feels good. It just feels good to see the environments that those guys have created, and I'm sure it's something I'm very proud of, and I'm sure it's something Carl would be proud of as well.
Yeah, I mean, what does the future hold for SBG in the UK? I mean, is it more champions? Is it having a stable of UFC fighters in the SBG gyms?
Yeah, I mean, no doubt we're going to have UFC fighters. We'll have champions. But like I always say to everyone, that's 5% at most of what we do. The largest part is just the general membership, and like whoever you are, I hope that you can come into any SBG location throughout the UK or throughout the world as it stands, and you can train, you can connect with people, you can meet people from all walks of life who are kind of connected by a common goal, and yeah, you can get all the benefits that I think it's possible to reap from training are there for you in a safe and friendly environment. And I'm sure that's what all the other UK coaches and the coaches around the world will tell you they're about as well. Fighting and competitions.
Yeah, I think we've lost.
You got me? Hello?
Yeah, would you just mind repeating that, Matt? We lost signal there.
Yeah, just saying, like, so fighting and competition is just it's an important part of what we do, but it's just a small part. In wider terms, that's what we're about. Hello?
Does anyone you want to give some shout outs to?
Shout outs?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I've got you.
Yeah. Shout outs. Is there any shout outs you want to give to?
Yeah, quickly, I'd like to thank my sponsors, obviously, guys who are making this possible for me to train and stuff like that. Kurgo Construction, PL Utilities, Express Estate Agencies, Atolo Solutions. Thanks to all my training partners. Thanks to Coach Alex Enlund for all the time he's putting in with me over this. And thanks to everyone who's taking some interest and supporting me on this one.
Yeah, thank you for taking the time to talk, Matt. Of course, you can check out Matt Inman's fight on Cage Warriors coming up next month on UFC Fight Pass in the UK and on various other streaming platforms across if you're not living in the UK. But Matt, thank you for taking the time to join me, and we wish you all the best of luck coming December.
No problem. Thanks, Kieran.
Cheers, Matt. Thank you for your time.